We're talking about concrete finishing aids?
Right.
No, we're talking about concrete topical admixtures.
Right.
I don't know why I keep saying finishing aids. We're talking about the whole broad
it's kind of the lingo.
Topical admixtures, it's not the lingo. It's
That's
one
what
of
people
the
call it.
subsets.
But
So we're talking about topical additives and admixtures. We're about to do some filming.
yes,
Is that how you say it? Recording?
that's what the kids say.
That's what the kids say nowadays.
For YouTube.
For yes,
And
for our YouTube channel.
Whitney's got a question for me. We do this once a week where we, quote unquote, ask the expert. Last week we asked Whitney, who's our expert on recycled concrete, aggregate concrete.
Right.
Pretty tough question about where RCAC is.
Right.
And now Whitney's going to ask me a question here about topical additives and admixtures, and I'm so excited. So I have yet to hear the question. I feel like it's going to be, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I wish it was that creative. But if you only have the budget for one
Dude.
topical admixture, which one do you think is the best one to use? You've got,
Who am I? Well, you gotta give me some.
Okay, say outside slab.
So what's my
Pavement.
part in that pavement? Am I the engineer? Am I the contractor? Am I the owner?
You're you.
I'm you.
What would you suggest?
You or me? How old is the slab?
Oh,
Is it brand new or is it just placed?
brand
Well,
new, brand new.
Brand new, so it was just placed, it's 24 hours old?
Yes.
How about you come up with a scenario?
Why are you overcomplicating
Because
it?
I would come up with a different scenario. See, I make it complicated. I'm trying to uncomplicate it. So let's come up with 3 scenarios. How's that? Scenario number 1, it's a 24-hour-old slab.
Okay.
Interior, it's got a controlled environment of 73 degrees Fahrenheit with a 30% humidity plus or minus 5% humidity all the time. And I wanted to make that slab a little bit stronger, last longer for a resilient floor.
Okay. What would you do on that one?
Wait, category number 2. So scenario number 2, I'm doing a pavement for a highway.
Okay.
Right, a pavement for a highway. I'm about to construct it. I'm using a slip form paver or something to that effect. So what can I do to make my job site easier and the concrete stronger and last longer? And then the third one is I got an old structure. Older than, it's 20 years old. It's been in a harsh environment, a marine environment, brackish waters, freezing and thawing, water or wetting and drying cycle. So it's gone through a bunch of fatigue. You can see some chlorides coming out, maybe some steel corrosion, some bleeding of the steel. So let's go with the first one.
Okay.
What was the first one again?
Interior.
Interior. I would use on the tail end some type of densifier. If I don't have, I got 2 cameras. That's not fair, Patchouli. I got, depending on what my budget is, I would use a silicate or silicate-based densifier, potassium, sodium, or potassium or lithium.
Right.
And then, of course, if I have the budget, I would use a colloidal-silica-based hydrogel or a colloidal-silica-based densifier. So again, you didn't tell me what my budget is.
Okay.
So on the rich end, I would use colloidal silica.
Okay.
On the poor end, or on the less,
One of the silicates.
I would use one of the silicates. So that's scenario number 1.
Right.
Scenario number 2, which was a highway pavement that was just
slip-form
being
paver.
placed,
Yep.
slip form paver. So I've got a stiff concrete. I know I've got a lot of concrete to be placed. It's got to move quick, quick, quick. So I would use some type of, what's the matter?
Finishing aid?
Some type of finishing aid. Whether that's non-performance based, just making that concrete creamy and dreamy
Right.
to close up the surface on the lower end to the higher end, a higher performing one that has either a graphene, a carbon nanotube, some type of colloidal silica, a
Right.
colloidal particle, or a nanoparticle, I would say,
Right.
to densify that surface and make it tougher.
Sure.
Scenario number 3, my new thing that I really like is colloidal silica-based hydrogels. And, there's a lot of evidence that shows that there are a lot of mechanisms which impact the concrete. Not only is it closing up the pore connectivity and the cracks, but it's also having an impact on stopping moisture migration
self-healing, if you will.
The
Sort of potential
The jury's
healing.
still out. I'm excited to do the research, and I'm excited to report about it once we get through the research, but there's a lot of things that it could possibly be doing.
That was it.
That was it?
That was a good answer.
Yeah. Did I?
Answers.
And with the colloidal silica-based
what I was
hydrogels?
trying to get at, and I think there's not a hard and fast.
No,
and I think
that's the
people
thing.
want that answer.
Too bad.
Like, what can you use? But it really depends so much on the application and the environment, is what kind of the priority of, the products you should use.
Then I need to know the environment. People come up to us with a lot of wants. And
Sure.
you can want in one hand and do something else in the other hand and see which one fills up first. Well, I mean, my point is,
You
can
can want
give
a lot of things,
when it
but-
comes to answering questions, what's the best technology out there? What's the best candy out there?
Snickers or Reese's.
Look at that. You changed your mind
Right.
within less than a second.
Sure.
So within the same breath, and we're just
Right.
talking about candy.
Right.
Now we're talking about we didn't even talk about evaporation retarders.
Right.
And we need to come up with a better name for that. It's a terrible name. Evaporation stabilizers, whatever you want to call them. Those are great technology, but they're so gosh darn tough to use.
And people rarely use it the right way. People are often not
maybe that's
educated
it.
to use it the right
I
way.
don't know the right way of saying it, but it's a technology that I wouldn't, in a knee-jerk reaction, with finishing aid, it's a knee-jerk reaction. But if I'm coming up with an older, concrete structure, it's a different type of scenario. So, people want me to give them that general answer, and there's no general answer.
It's not a hard and fast rule, right?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I come off being a jerk because that's just the way I talk. But, in my head, it makes sense for me to say,
You need to know the situation.
give me the situation. Somebody called me up and what is the best type, or how will this product impact the industry? What are you talking about, dude? Like, what industry? With the whole industry? There's not one product that is going to affect, except for Portland cement. Rock, sand, water. And that's not what he was talking about. So I hope I answered your
No,
question.
you did, and that was great. That's kind of what I was trying to get at. I mean, I was hoping you would have just kind of a general one, but like I said, I think oftentimes we want that,
Hope
and
against
it's just,
hope. Wish against wish.
it's not just a quick and easy answer.
It's never.
You did say that colloidal silica hydrogels are your favorite.
I said they're my favorite, but that wasn't the question.
What's your favorite topical additive?
Colloidal silica-based hydrogels. That's my favorite.
Right.
Just because it's
But
new.
it's
and
not always the best
and I'm still learning
product
about
for
it.
the application.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Cool. Love it. Good answer.
Thanks for joining. We hope you learned something. If you have any questions, any concrete concerns, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ding the bell.
Ding!
Have a great day. Go Concrete!
Beat asphalt!